am a Dragon Ball god. So this video is more for you guys than it is me.
Okay.
But today we're checking out 25 Dragon Ball facts that will keep you up at night. Shout out Saiyan Aniki.
Have you ever thought about why Krillin never had Goku as his best man during his wedding? How about the fact that Broly and his daddy survived for 40 years on a planet that did not have any drinkable water? Well, these are 25 Dragon Ball facts that will definitely keep you awake at night.
Wait a minute, that actually is crazy. Who was Krillin's best man? I honestly don't remember.
Starting with that Broly fact, Planet Vampa indeed had no notable sources of water or plant life whatsoever. None. So can you guess how exactly Broly and his daddy survived on a...
They drank the blood of the creatures there. That's definitely the fact, watch.
Literal uninhabitable planet for over 4 decades? They ate bugs. Seriously, for over 40 years, they gained their nutrients by drinking the blood-sucking parasitic bugs on the
Bang!
planet.
I told you, I am Dragon Ball God!
Yeah, that definitely does not sound all that pleasant. Now, while Broly was killing bugs throughout his childhood and beyond, Goku was saving the world and protecting the universe. However, how many of you remember that the first person Goku ever killed was Grandpa Gohan? Unfortunately, Grandpa Gohan was killed when Goku transformed into the Great Ape, and for a very, very long time, Goku had the perception that his grandpa was killed by a monster. He also thought that his soul
Technically
was in the
he
4-star Dragon Ball. Even after reuniting with him at Baba's palace, Goku still didn't learn the truth. Heck, it wasn't until Goku's battle with Vegeta, where Vegeta transforms into a Great Ape, that he finally realizes that it was him. He was the one who killed Grandpa Gohan.
Wait, I did not know, first of all, that he killed Grandpa Gohan, and I know you guys be like, what the freak? How do you not even know that? Like, you're not even a real Dragon Ball fan? I gotta be honest, I've said this before, I've never actually watched Dragon Ball. I've watched Z a couple times and Super. I've tried to watch Dragon Ball, but honestly, like, I'm gonna be honest, it's too old. Like, the graphics on it are so bad, I can't do it. I'm sorry, it's not good. The people who say that it's good it's just nostalgia for them. That's it, I'm sorry. So I honestly didn't know that he killed his grandpa. But I'm still Dragon Ball God!
Next, I would probably have to break it to you since, you know, your entire childhood's dream that proved to be unreachable was apparently all within grasp for a certain someone. Yeah, going Super Saiyan is apparently not completely impossible. Meet Andrew, aka the real-life Vegito.
Okay, stop. Stop. You're telling me that kid is a Super Saiyan? Nothing against the kid. I mean, he seems like a nice kid, but what are we talking about here?
You see, this kid is allergic to bees, and he had the bad luck to be stung by not one,
Sorry, I
two,
shouldn't
or
laugh.
even 10 bees at the same time. Want to guess the number? 400 bees stung him at the same time.
Oh my
It's enough to kill
God!
a full-grown adult that's not even allergic to bees. Imagine a young boy that is allergic to them. But at that moment, young Andrew remembered his favorite anime, Dragon Ball, and started screaming the same way Saiyans do in order to go Super Saiyan. When asked about it, young Andrew said that he was imitating his favorite character Vegito, and that kept him going. Say what you want, but doctors confirmed that the only reason this boy survived was because of the adrenaline produced in his body while screaming.
Is it bad? This is gonna sound mean and bad, but I gotta say it because it's what I'm thinking. Do we think that his face is so large because the bee stings or McDonald's? Like, what are we thinking here? Because I can't decide if it's the bee stings or McDonald's. If I had to guess a mix of both, I don't know. But I would be lying if I told you guys that I never tried to go Super Saiyan as a kid. I really did. I think I think any kid who watched Dragon Ball growing up has tried to power up and go Super Saiyan before. It didn't work.
In other words, yeah, this kid went as close as someone can get to being a real-life
Okay,
Super
his face
Saiyan.
is definitely
These were only
swollen.
the first 3 points. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and
From
let's
the bee
keep going.
stings.
And if that's not enough to keep you awake at night, what do you think of future Goten? During the future Trunks saga in Dragon Ball Super, Zamasu kills Chi-Chi right after he gets Goku's body. Future Goten sees this. He sees his father kill his mother, and then him too. Think about that for a moment.
Oh wait, I don't even remember that. That sounds crazy. Wait. Future Goten saw his mom get killed. I don't even remember that. Wait, I thought that in the Future Saga, Trunks was just the only person left.
He sees his father kill his mother, and then him too.
I thought all of Goku's family was already dead.
Sadly, the same can be said about future Bulma. Her last memory is that of her best friend's face taking her life. After all, she was also killed by Goku Black. Future Trunks Saga is truly just a compilation of tragedies. It ultimately ends with the complete erasure of the entire timeline by Zeno. So I guess you could also add that even though Trunks tried so hard and got so far, in the end, it didn't even matter. He may be living in a different timeline, but he will never be able to see his mother or anyone else he knew, even in the afterlife. That time.
Sad. That is actually so sad that His entire timeline is completely messed up. I don't know why Trunks doesn't go back to the regular timeline, like Goku's actual timeline. That's what I would do if I were him.
Timeline no longer exists. By the way, what do you think happened to Goku Jr.'s parents? In Dragon Ball GT, A Hero's Legacy, we see that Goku Jr. lives with his great-great-grandma Pen. Anything about his parents or his grandparents is not revealed. Vegeta Jr., on the other hand, lives with his mother Bulma Lee. So the question is, what happened to Goku Jr.'s parents? Why is the Saiyan bloodline still so sparse even 3 generations into the future? This is more of a mystery than a fact. But still, the fact is that just like Goku's childhood, Goku Jr. does not have any parents either, and he lives with an elderly figure. Definitely an interesting parallel. And speaking of living together, let me remind you that Goku and Krillin never see lunch, not even once during the entirety of Dragon Ball Z, which is a little sad considering how she basically took care of them for 3 whole years.
I don't even know who Launch is. Is that like Bulma's sister or something? I don't know.
Was pretty much an older sister to them. Now, in the anime, we do see her during the Saiyan saga, where she's amidst the citizens. And we also see her at the end of the Majin Buu saga. She's lending Goku her energy for the Spirit Bomb. What makes this more gripping is how Akira Toriyama literally states that the reason she stopped appearing in the manga after the Piccolo Jr. saga is because he literally forgot about her existence. Now, going back to the Saiyan...
That's something I would do. If I was the author of an anime, I would just forget about like all the other plot lines and characters that have happened in the past. I suffer from called Alzheimer's. There we go. Probably not actually, but also maybe literally. I don't know. If you ask anyone that's like friends or family of mine, they would all raise a concern and be like, yeah, that dude is an idiot.
Remember when Nappa and Vegeta learn about Raditz's defeat and Gohan's potential? He was quick to express his desire to create a bunch of Saiyans like Gohan. Or, in simpler words, he was ready to procreate with humans to build a new Saiyan empire. Vegeta tells him off, though.
Go ahead, Vegeta.
A bunch of ungrateful brats running around with greater power than his own. So yeah, it could have gotten pretty dark for the world if Goku didn't show up when he did. And if Vegeta wanted to create a Saiyan empire. But wait, because we have another fact about the Saiyan evolution. And this one is more about the transformations. Did you know that the Arabic dub of the episodes with the Great Ape transformations was censored? That dub made it sound as though the Saiyans didn't transform as much as they just summoned these massive apes. And then there was the Latin American dub, where Chi-Chi is literally renamed Milk, because guess what? Chi-Chi in Mexican slang means boobs. All right.
Go ahead, Chi-Chi. Show me them Chi-Chis. Yo hablo español. Puedo ir al baño. Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi. Why was the transformation censored? Like, is it even gruesome? I don't understand why that would even be censored. That don't make sense to me. But I do know, like, in Japanese versions of a lot of animes, they take out, like, all the blood and gore. Same thing in video games. They do that sometimes.
Looks like we're 10 facts into the video, and let me go ahead and drop a big one. Believe it or not, the Battle of Gods movie was originally supposed to take place after the Cell Saga. The scriptwriter, Yusuke Watanabe, talked about how the party was going to be at Krillin's wedding instead of Bulma's birthday. I mean, think about it. Back then, Vegeta was having an existential crisis. Goku was actually dead, and of course, instead of Videl, it would have been Chi-Chi pregnant with Goten. What do you guys think? Does this sound like a scenario you dig? Let me know in the comments section down below. Another silly fact is that Shenron is already familiar with the Z-Fighters. Yeah, he's probably going to miss the gang when they all eventually die one or another. Or maybe he'll just continue chilling with Goku, if you think GT is canon. Next, we have the idea that Dr. Gero based Android 21 after his wife and Android 16 after his son.
I've never seen Android 21 in my life. Some of these facts, like, are just confusing me because the way he's talking makes it seem like I should know who that person is. I've never seen... Android 21 is fake. That's not even real.
Both of whom are dead, just like the Doctor himself. Although not confirmed, it does make you think. Okay, it seems we've reached the number 13. As expected, this fact is going to be cursed. We know that the Saiyans are named after vegetables.
True.
We know that the names in Bulma's family are based on undergarments, like Dr. Brief, Trunks, Bra, Bulma's sister is Tights, and Bulma's mother's name is Bikini.
Wait, what? No way they just named her Bikini. That's actually crazy.
Englished up. And although she is unnamed in the manga, Toriyama-sensei did say that he would have named her Panchi. Though, what about Bulma herself? Well, in Japanese, Bulma is basically the same thing as bloomers. You know, the stuff cheerleaders usually wear. Now,
go ahead, Bulma! I knew that I loved Dragon Ball for many reasons, and now we have something else to add to our list of reasons. Shout out Bulma and Chi-Chi. Boma.
Vegeta is also a member of the Brief family, and one of the most iconic moments in Dragon Ball history is when Vegeta sacrifices himself. It is simply devastating, and what makes it even more brutal is the conversation between Piccolo and Vegeta that precedes the sacrifice. Piccolo just lays it bare. He tells Vegeta the truth that because of the way he lived his life, he would not be able to see Goku in the other world. That's right, Vegeta was planning for this moment. That's also why he selfishly cornered Goku into a fight with him. This was him quite literally putting an end to his story. It was supposed to be the end for Vegeta. And speaking of endings, we next have Bardock's iconic smile before he dies. It was thanks to a curse. You see, when Bardock saw the vision of his son defeating Frieza in the future, it was not a miracle or a dream or an illusion. It was the literal vision of the future that he was cursed to see. We have to talk about Tulo from the Bardock movie. He was from a race that was almost completely exterminated by the Saiyans. All of them but him were dead. But the thing is, Tulo had the ability to see in the future.
Who is Tulo? Half of these facts, I don't even know, like, who that is. Who is that?
Yes, his people had been killed, but he sees the karmic fate of the Saiyans thanks to his divination. He mocks Bardock and the others after witnessing their glorious end at the hands of Frieza, and he then uses a technique called Future Punch to force his ability on Bardock before getting killed as well. This was a curse meant to show him the future, and this is what allowed Bardock to see his son fighting Frieza in his final moments. Ironically, Bardock's death would have been more tragic if he couldn't see the future. Fate works in strange ways, doesn't it?
Wait, that's actually pretty cool. I never seen a Bardock movie. I definitely gotta watch it now.
Hang on, remember Monster Carrot from Dragon Ball, who was sent all the way to the moon?
Never seen Dragon Ball.
And Goku explicitly told them to make mochi treats there? Unfortunately, the moon was destroyed by Master Roshi during the tournament arc when Goku transformed into the Great Ape.
Okay, this actually, I don't understand, and I knew that this was a fact. Like, I knew this fact was real, that they destroy the moon multiple times in Dragon Ball. How does it keep coming back? Someone riddle me that. How does the moon keep coming back? What are we talking about here?
That's not where it ends. They are not destroyed along with the moon. As it turns out, Akira Toriyama stated in an interview that the Monster Carrot and his henchmen were still alive, and they were just drifting through space. Now, I would have said that even right now, as we speak, they are still drifting away somewhere in space. But fortunately, after the moon was revived, they found their way back. Heck, in the Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga, as Maris flies past the moon, we see them. And yes, they're still making mochi sweets, even to this day.
That is actually a really sick Easter egg. No way. I don't know how they're surviving in the vacuum of space, though, because I'm pretty sure you would get, like, squished and die. There's no oxygen or anything, but whatever.
Going back to Future Trunks, he is the only known character to have trained with the Supreme Kai. In his timeline, he fought and defeated both Babidi and Dabura before they could resurrect Majin Buu. Thanks to this, he also received healing powers, which he finally used at the climax of the battle against fused Zamasu. Of course, Gohan had his potential unlocked by the old Kai, but in Trunks' case, he became an actual apprentice. So yes, he's the only Z fighter who trained with the Supreme Kai. This is surprising in two ways, because guess what? The Supreme Kai can teach people how to get stronger.
That must be why Trunks is, like, so insanely strong in the future. He is literally Himothy. I think Trunks might be the coolest character, and I don't really know if there's that much of a debate about it.
On to number 18, we have a fun little fact about Android 18. She is actually the first character to ever defeat a Super Saiyan.
Go ahead, pop off, Queen!
Of all Saiyans. Another little fact about her:
Slay!
She was the sole woman from Universe 7 who participated in the Tournament of Power. So much more appreciation for her. Next, we have her husband, Krillin, and this one is about how Krillin's death frequency is greatly exaggerated. Believe it or not, the entire population of Earth has died just as many times as Krillin. I know, right? First, the Earth was destroyed by Kid Buu. Second, it was destroyed by Frieza during Resurrection of F. Although, Whis just turned back time and fixed it. Third, we have the Future Trunks timeline where everything was destroyed by Zeno. And lastly, we have Dragon Ball GT, where the Earth was destroyed because of the side effect of the Black Star Dragon Ball. Of course, two of these may or may not count, considering how they are not the same canon timeline. But we have to keep in mind that Krillin was only killed twice in the actual canon story.
Yeah, killed twice, beat to a pulp about 15, though. I don't know if Krillin has ever been useful in a fight before. Let's be honest.
Is still the same as how many times the Earth was destroyed. His other two deaths happened in the Future Trunks timeline, where he was killed by the androids, and in the GT storyline, where he was killed by Super 17. As for the main storyline, it's just the death at Frieza's hand, which happened before Goku became a Super Saiyan. And lastly, there was Krillin's first death from Dragon Ball, when he was killed by Tambourine off screen. So yes, before you make fun of Krillin, just remember that he is not the exception.
And you can't really make fun of Krillin. He is kind of Himothy because he wifed up the best looking character in Dragon Ball. Short kings matter.
After Krillin, it's finally time to address Yamcha, who is arguably the 4th or 5th strongest human being in the story. Now, one of the most iconic Dragon Ball memes is that of Yamcha just lying lifeless in a pit, and this meme template is used to mock and make fun of him. But let me tell you something that will definitely keep you awake at night. You see, Yamcha did not lose to Cyberman. No, he won. If you revisit that fight, you'll see that he beat the living daylights out of the green guy, and he basically incapacitated the Cyberman. Unfortunately, the Cyberman blew himself up because there was nothing else he could do, and took Yamcha with him. Wait, isn't that the same thing Cell did? Cell was also driven into a corner until he imploded himself. So yeah, there might be a parallel there you missed. Next, we have the meanings behind...
Oh, I feel like every time I think of Cybermen, I think of Cell as well, even though they're not really connected, but no, totally very, very similar.
the names Goku and his sons. Son Goku means awakened to the void. Son Goten means awakened to heavens. But of course, Son Gohan just means cooked rice. Although to be fair, Son Gohan was named after Grandpa Gohan, so his name definitely means more than just cooked rice. It means more because of the sentimental value. Still, interesting name choices indeed. Anyways, who do you think is Toriyama's favorite character? Most fans believe it's Piccolo, but let me tell you that Akira Toriyama has mentioned his favorite
Android
character on 3
18
separate occasions.
or
and each
Bulma.
time, the answer was different. During early Dragon Ball, it was Tien, then Piccolo during Dragon Ball Z.
I used to love
However,
Tien.
in an interview in 1995, Akira Toriyama went with Goku himself as his
There
favorite
you
Tien.
go.
There must have been many times since then when Toriyama changed his preferences. So yeah, fans care more about his preference than he himself. By the way, in an interview featured in Daizen Shu 2, he admitted that Vegeta isn't actually one of his favorite characters. Heck, he said that he was one of his least favorite characters. So the next time you wonder why Vegeta always gets the shorthand of the stick, this is why. Then again, Toriyama did add that Vegeta is helpful to have around.
I feel like if you're creating a anime or any like film, TV series, whatever, you shouldn't have favorites. You should be completely unbiased and make the characters just as good as you possibly can.
Next, we have the good old allegation that Goku still has no idea about how to make love. This is because of that infamous line during the scene in which Trunks feeds Mai a sensu bean mouth to mouth.
I know this one. He said that he's never kissed a woman before, but he has 2 kids. How does that work?
Talking about when Goku reveals that he has never kissed before.
Kakarot, you've never kissed someone? Huh? No, of course not. Why?
Yes, this is definitely a fact that's gonna keep you awake at night. Because how the hell does he have 2 children when he's never even kissed? However,
Because he is Timothy, that is how.
the thing is that it was not actually about kiss. That's just the English translation. The raw Japanese version is a bit more ambiguous in the sense that Goku is talking exclusively about the act of feeding another person with one's mouth, while Vegeta is talking about kissing. Goku says he's never done that, and Vegeta gets confused because he assumes that Goku has never kissed. Though, what do you guys think? Was it just a misunderstanding, or should we be concerned about Chi-Chi's mental health?
I mean, I could totally see Goku never kissing Chi-Chi before and still popping out babies. Like, if any character would do it, it's Goku.
Following this, we have a certain someone's cameo in the Fusion Reborn film.
Okay,
it's that
dude.
Austrian painter shooting crayons at Goten and Trunks. And guess what? When he takes a closer look and sees blonde hair, blue eyes, not to mention how strong they are, he literally declares that he should be recruiting them. So yeah, another fact that will keep you awake at night is that one of the worst people to ever walk the earth tried to recruit Goten and Trunks for his questionable ambitions.
Bro.
Gotenks thankfully sends him back to hell though. And finally,
That is insane. I feel like if that aired today, this show would get canceled. But because that was so long ago and there was no like cultural political correctness, like nobody cared. Everyone was probably like, that's funny. That's funny that they added that character into the show. I'm not gonna say it because I feel like I might get demonetized. That's how crazy being politically correct is today. I feel like I can't even say his name or I will get demonetized. But back in the day, that was totally cool. Today, not cool.
we have that iconic line that will probably never get old. We're talking about the "It's over 9,000" line by Vegeta.
It's over 9,000!
Well, as it turns out, it was just the English voice acting crew taking creative liberties. In the actual Japanese version of the anime, as well as the manga, it was over 8,000 and not 9,000.
Bro.
Even in the English translation
I
of the
knew
manga,
that for some
Vegeta
reason.
just says 8,000. However, because the way Vegeta's mouth moved synced better with the number 9,000 when spoken in English, they decided to change it. Looking back, I'm glad they did, because otherwise, we would have missed out on quite a few memes. Check
Wait, that is crazy. So this entire time, Goku was never even over 9,000. It was 8,000. But for some reason, I feel like I knew that. I don't even know how or why. Because I am Dragon Ball God! Today, we're checking out 25 Dragon Ball records that you definitely didn't know. Clearly, I know them. I'm a Dragon Ball God! Shout out to Saiyan Anika for this video. We've reacted to some of his other stuff. He's got 24,000 subscribers. Please go to his channel and support him. Get him to 100K. He makes some bangers. Let's check it out.
Did you know that Goten is actually not the youngest Super Saiyan in history?
Stop.
How about the fact that the first ever Super Saiyan was neither Goku nor Yamauchi? Or
Stop.
damn, how about the record that Goku set while being only 12 years old? A record that, by the way, stands not only for Dragon Ball, but for all anime in existence.
Okay, I can't even lie. I don't know who Yamauchi is. Before you guys start in the comments, bear in mind, I am a self-proclaimed Dragon Ball god. And I know everything. Yamauchi doesn't even exist. I don't even know. If I don't know who Yamauchi is, he's clearly not real.
These are 25 Dragon Ball records that you probably never realized before. For example, let's start with the record where Goten is actually not the youngest Super Saiyan in history.
That's gotta be cap. Unless it's like Brawly. Ooh, it could be Brawly. Because Brawly did get shipped away to a random planet when he was like 2 years old. No, it's not Brawly. No, I don't know. Maybe it's Trunks in the future? Is it future Trunks? I don't know.
Yes, it's true that he transformed into a Super Saiyan at the age of 7, but you may find it surprising that there was someone who was able to use this transformation at an even earlier age. What do you think we're talking about? And
that looks like a Chaozu. But Chaozu is like I don't even know what Chaozu is. What is Chaozu? Hold on, time out. What is Chaozu? I'm just realizing this now. It's not a human, right? Is Chaozu? What is Chaozu? It's like a baby doll. That is kind of powerful.
At what age did that person become a Super
Trunks,
Saiyan?
see?
Age 5?
Give me
Age
Trunks.
3? Maybe 6 months old? Nope, believe it or not, the youngest Super Saiyan ever recorded wasn't even born when she first used the transformation, and that was none other than Gohan's daughter. Remember how the gang needed—
What? What are we talking about? A fetus? A Super Saiyan fetus?
needed 5 Super Saiyans, excluding Goku, to perform the ritual for the Super Saiyan God transformation. There was Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and Goten, but they still needed one more. Well, this is where Videl pitches in with that Saiyan baby girl in her belly. Now, if you told me that a fetus can become a Super Saiyan when I was first watching Dragon Ball Z, I would have laughed in your face, since this was supposed to be the epitome of hard work for a Saiyan. But as we saw in episode 9 of Dragon Ball Super, this actually happened, and the baby inside Videl's belly also transforms into a Super Saiyan.
That is actually crazy. We're not talking about Super Saiyans anymore. We're talking about super fetuses. We've watched about 1 million power level comparison videos now, and we know that when Goku goes Super Saiyan, he has a power level of like 150 or 180 million. Are you telling me that a fetus has a power level of 180 million? That means a fetus would be able to beat up any person in the entire world. I can't believe I didn't like think about that when I was watching Dragon Ball Super. I was just like, oh, you know, that's kind of cool. Little baby Saiyan helping out Goku. That's nice. But now that he puts it this way, that doesn't make any sense.
Moving on to the second one, who do you think is the first ever Super Saiyan? Now,
first ever Super Saiyan, I think I should make guesses, or I should tell you guys the answer, because I totally know before he does. The answer is Krillin.
If your answer to that question is Yamauchi, then I'm afraid you're incorrect. Technically, this may come as a surprise to some of you, but the first ever Super Saiyan in Universe 7 was actually Goku's father, Bardock!
I'm not even kidding. I was gonna guess Bardock. I'm not even trolling. I'm literally not trolling, and then I decided to meme it and just say Krillin. Because I know some of you guys out there would be like, Krillin's not even a Saiyan! How dare you say that? You don't know anything about Dragon Ball. I was about to say Bardock.
You see, Yamauchi is just the previous legendary Super Saiyan who was born around 1,000 years ago. But Bardock's Super Saiyan transformation happened way before his birth. The time difference between when Bardock becomes a Super Saiyan and Yamaushi's legendary transformation is actually 866 years, due to the fact that Bardock was actually sent back in time in a TV special, thus making Bardock, Goku's father, the first ever Super Saiyan. However,
I know that I shouted him out already, but dude, shout out to Saiyan Aniki. These are like the most niche facts I have ever heard. We're talking about Bardock in like an off-episode TV special where he goes back in time and then becomes the first Super Saiyan before Yamauchi, and now that makes him the first ever Super Saiyan. Wow! Is Yamauchi, is that the dude that, like, that Frieza's dad was scared of? And, like, all the myths, the tales that Frieza knew about, and why Frieza had a fear of Saiyans was because of Yamauchi? Is that Am I getting that right? Is it because of him?
Depending on whether you consider that TV special canon or not is up for debate. If it is canon, then Bardock is the first ever Super Saiyan. And if it's not canon, then yeah, Yamoshi still holds the title of the first ever Super Saiyan. And the records held by Goku's family don't stop here. You see, future Gohan is the only known Saiyan to ever fight with just one arm. Yeah, we've seen Piccolo, Nail, and even Tien fighting with one arm. But as far as Saiyans go, future Gohan is the only one who has actively fought with just one arm. Which is funny, because Vegeta has had his left arm broken so many times, but he'd just stop and scream instead of continuing the fight with his other arm. No disrespect to the Prince of all Saiyans, by the way, but oh well, it is what it is.
Wait, Vegeta would stop fighting when he hurt his arm? That's kind of wimpy, I can't even lie. Especially coming from Vegeta, who has all the pride in the world. He's the one that stops fighting. That's crazy. I swear something happened in like Dragon Ball Super Heroes that was like a nod to the one arm battling. Maybe it was Gohan again, I don't know. I swear that happened again though, where there was someone battling with just one arm.
Of course, the video would obviously be incomplete without a Goku record, and the one we'll present now is one you probably would have missed. I know, it's hard to miss a Goku record, right? Well,
Most
hear
food
this.
eaten.
Do you remember how after the 21st World's Martial Arts Tournament, Goku ate as many as 57
Oh my God.
full-course meals? That's at least 1 million calories. Now, this is actually not that surprising, considering
No way,
we
I
all
called
know
it.
how much Goku loves to eat. But let's not forget that he was only 12 years old at the time. That's right, Goku holds the record for the most calories ever consumed by a 12-year-old in any anime ever. And
Bruh, I literally called that. What? I'm him! I gotta be him! Dragon Ball God, self-proclaimed Dragon Ball God. Told you. I told you guys, you didn't believe me. Last time I reacted to one of these videos, I got so many hate comments. Start popping them up. One there, one there, one there, one there. Look at all these hate comments. Telling me I don't know this, I don't know that. I should rewatch this, I should watch that. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Me. Ha 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 ha! I knew the fact before he even said it. That is how you know I am a Dragon Ball connoisseur. Joke's on you.
And since we're talking about Goku, there's another
I'm just
record
kidding,
you
guys.
probably missed. You see, when it comes to impressive action anime feats, Saitama's short trip to the moon and back is often cited as one of the most impressive feats. However, what if I told you that Goku did something just as impressive, and he did it right at the beginning of the story? You see, we're talking about the moment when Goku uses his power pole to take Monster Rabbit and his minions all the way up to the moon. This officially certifies him as the only protagonist to touch the moon with a pole from the surface of the
Whoa.
Earth. And you'll be surprised to
Wait,
know
that
just
is
how early
sick.
he bagged that record in the story. It happened in the 9th episode of Dragon Ball. By the
Okay, maybe I do have to watch Dragon Ball. You guys did bash me last video because I said I didn't watch original Dragon Ball and I said that it was doo-doo buns. In fact, one person actually said that I might get canceled for saying that. What? I didn't know I could get canceled for saying I don't want to watch a show because it's doo-doo buns. Bro, it was made in like 1970. The graphics are made with crayons. But I get it. I get it. A lot of people who watch my videos are hardcore Dragon Ball fans, so I feel like I owe it to you guys to power through and watch it. So at some point, I got hand up. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. But you guys at least have to admit that the graphics aren't there. Come on. I'll admit like I should watch it. It's probably a good story. I can admit that. But can you admit at least that the animation and the graphics are doodle buns? Please. Let's come to some agreement here.
way, what if I told you that the record for the most delusional and ignorant nonsense ever spouted by a character is also held by a Saiyan? In episode 116 of Dragon Ball Super, Kefla literally claimed that she had the power to, quote, one-shot an entire universe.
Yeah,
the fact that she
dude.
says it while competing in front of individuals like the Grand Priest and the Omni Kings?
Dude, Goku could fart on Kefla and destroy her, let's be honest. Like, if Goku was really trying, he could literally see a Kefla, blow her off the edge. You know what I'm saying? How dare she even claim that? Get out of my face, Kefla, come on. Grow up.
Makes me want to burst out laughing.
Yeah,
The
see?
audacity to say this in front of characters like the Omni King Zeno is without a doubt laughable. But speaking of Zeno, let's present the fact he holds. The record for the most mortals killed in history
Shortest
belongs
man.
to, you guessed it,
Okay.
Zeno. He literally killed 6 universes in the past and 7 universes during the Tournament of Power. That literally makes even Thanos' actions look like a child's game in front of what Zeno did.
I gotta be honest, guys, like, I gotta rewatch Dragon Ball Super. I have to rewatch all of Dragon Ball for a couple reasons. One, it's epic. Gotta rewatch it. But two, I'm literally not kidding. I'm 26 years old. That's not what I'm not kidding about. What I'm not kidding about is I think I have a memory problem. I don't know if it's because I'm on social media, brain rot, scrolling, and so my brain is destroyed. But I feel like I watch a show. I've watched Dragon Ball Super through and through. It's been probably 3-4 years now since I've watched it. I feel like I forget half of it. And it's not just Dragon Ball Super. That is a regular occurrence in my life where I feel like I just forget what happens. And what I'm trying to say here is that I knew that all the universes were on the line for the Tournament of Power. I knew that like Zeno said he's gonna only let the one universe survive that wins and all the rest go boop. I remember that, but I don't remember him actually doing it. I don't remember him actually destroying the other universes. And I feel like if he did, how could I possibly forget that? It needed to, I don't know. Maybe it needed to be like more dramatic. Like an entire universe being exploded is crazy. And he did it so many times. I mean, that's hundreds of billions, trillions of lives. I used to hate Goku Black. Like when he was first introduced, I was like, yuck, boring saga, wham, wham. But low key, it was kind of a fire saga. I can't even lie. It ended up being sick. Like the end of it, I feel like the first half was like, meh, don't really care. It's a saga that takes place in the future. Why would I care about the future at all? But then it actually came full circle and was pretty epic.
With that record of Zamasu, this also means that he also holds another record. He becomes the largest character in the story. By becoming the universe itself, he even surpasses Super Shenron in size. But it's worth noting that Super Shenron himself is not just the biggest eternal dragon in Dragon Ball. He's the biggest dragon in all of fiction. The Mad Lad is colossal enough to encompass multiple galaxies. Heck, it literally looks as though we can eat galaxies for lunch and then drink some black holes to wash it all down. Super Shenron is indeed by far the biggest dragon in the history of fiction, but even he is actually smaller than Zamasu.
Easily one of the coolest characters. I don't understand how Zamasu is the universe though. I remember him like becoming like being in the sky and stuff like that, but how does one thing become a universe? Does that mean all universes are entities?
Oh, since we're talking about eternal dragons, who do you think is the most chill and laid-back dragon in the story?
Shenron,
the dragon
come on.
we're talking about only requires you to find just 2 Dragon Balls, and unlike Shenron or Porunga, he can even turn you into the strongest in the entire universe.
Wait, what?
As long as you're willing to give up a ridiculous sum of your lifespan, of course. For example, in Granola's case, he takes 150 years, but to be fair, 150 years is a small price to pay for becoming the strongest in the universe. I mean, Granola literally went from a nobody to basically defeating Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta. Do note that Shenron and Porunga would have straight up refused to grant this type of wish, but who knew that Toronbo was as chill as that?
Okay, all right. You guys called me. You got me. You called me. Hands up. I don't read. I didn't read any of the mangas. I don't know what happens in any of them. I know like granola is a thing. I also know that I eat granolas all the time. They're very tasty. But there's granola, there's Euro, and I know what you guys are gonna say. Oh my God! You know nothing about Dragon Ball, you're a loser. Your hair is trash. Look, okay, I was wearing a beanie all day, like, you know, a hat. I was wearing a hat. That's why my hair looks like this. So the other insults, I understand. I can agree with. Give me a break on the hair thing going on today. Like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. I tried, kinda, not really. I'm just waiting for the next movie, I don't know, TV series to come out that has Moro in it. I said Yoro, it's Moro, and Granola, and then I'll gobble goo that up. Like, I will watch all of that for sure. You have my promise on that. But I'm not gonna read it. I will not read it. 0% chance I'm gonna read it. I don't read. The only thing I read is Twitter. That's it. And Adam's mom's text messages to me. That is it. I mean, that's all. That's all I can do.
Oh no!
It's funny how characters are not the only ones who can hold records. For example, here we have records held by independent universes. As you can expect, Universe 1 is at the top of the ranking when it comes to mortal level. But where is Universe 7? It's second from the bottom, although they do move up a spot after the Tournament of Power. But now, which universe is the worst? Well, the record for the worst universe in the Dragon Ball multiverse is held by Universe 9. Wait, isn't that the same
So
universe whose
embarrassing.
angel grinned after it was erased out of existence? Following the worst universe,
Wait, that's kind of crazy. That is like such a weird, interesting fact. He kind of just tossed that in, but that is a nice little Easter egg. Like the angel was happy that his universe was getting destroyed, probably because he was embarrassed. That angel probably got bullied by all the other angels. Wait, does that mean Whis gets bullied? because he's the second weakest universe? I don't know. I mean, you gotta think like the universe to the angel is like what it's their business. It's their company. It's what they represent. And if you have the weakest universe, you're like a dork to the other, in the other angel's eyes. You know what I'm saying? So now does that mean like Whis is now the biggest dork of all the angels? I don't know. Wait, are all the angels dead now because Xeno destroyed everything? Oh God. Here we go. More hate in my comments. I've been getting a lot of hate in my comments, guys. Let's spread some love. I just want to be educated, even though I self-proclaimingly know everything there is to know about Dragon Ball. I also at the same time do need to be educated heavily on the subject of Dragon Ball.
Let me tell you about the one who holds the record for the loudest
Shut up,
scream.
Tyler.
As we saw during the Majin Buu saga, Super Buu's scream was so hardcore that he was able to manufacture a dimensional rift. Goten was later able to do the same, but his scream wasn't even half as impressive as Super Buu's scream. Though, yes, this one is indeed kinda cursed. And speaking of cursed,
Super Buu is one of my favorite, I think maybe my favorite character, maybe my favorite villain of all time.
who do you think is our 13th record holder? It's Grand Elder Guru from the Frieza saga, and he takes the 13th spot because he's
Heaviest
the only
guy
character in the entire story who has
Oldest.
died twice in the same arc. The good old Guru died on Namek. He was brought back to life using the Earth's Dragon Balls, but then he died once again on Earth, all within the same arc.
Poor
Damn,
guy.
Toriyama must have had something personal against him. Next, we have the only mortal who has yet to die in the story. You see, when it comes to the Z Fighters, all of them have died at some point in the story. Even characters like Master Roshi died when the Earth was destroyed by Majin Buu. But there was one person, one character, who has somehow succeeded in surviving everything. It goes to none other than the world champion,
Hey, yo,
the champion
go
of the
ahead.
universe, Mr. Satan. Sure, he may be a fraud, but hey, your favorite character has died more times than him. Moving on, we have the most frequently defeated villain in the entire story. I'm sure most of you immediately guessed that it's Frieza. And to be honest, you'd be absolutely correct to guess that.
There you
But
go.
how many times do you think it was defeated throughout the entire story?
Let me think. Okay. Frieza arc, clearly one. Trunks defeated him. The future Frieza. He gets defeated again as Golden Frieza by Goku. And then he gets... No. Wait. No, he does he survive Tournament of Power? It's him and like Android 18. I thought that won the whole thing. Oh my god, I just said that and I feel like so many people are gonna hate me. Chill. Chill. Does Frieza lose in Tournament of Power? Yeah. No. Yes? No. I'm gonna say 4. 4. My answer is 4.
Well, he lost against Goku on Namek. He was
Yep.
sliced and cut into
Yep,
pieces
got
by
that one.
Trunks. He was defeated by Pikkon in Hell. Goku kills him
Okay.
with a Kamehameha during Resurrection of F.
Oh my
Frieza
God,
then
that's-
loses again during the Broly movie.
Oh
and
God.
even in Dragon Ball GT,
Oh
he's
God.
not spared as
Oh
Goku
God.
freezes and then smashes him to pieces. Overall, Frieza has been defeated 6 times
6
so
times.
far. And
Oh
considering
my
how he is
God.
still relevant, you bet he's gonna get defeated again. That number will soon bump up to 7. Hold on. We mentioned
That is
Goku
insane.
defeating
Wait, how many wins does he have? I think he has 0 wins. I mean, I guess he's won like battles, but not entire wars. Like he's killed Krillin, he's killed a bunch of people, he's defeated planets and stuff. I don't know. He's never defeated the Saiyan.
opponents, but wanna guess who was the first villain to actually defeat Goku? We're talking about actual villains.
Oh.
And there are 2 of them. The first one who defeats Goku is General Blue from the Red Ribbon Army. He uses telekinesis to do him in. The second one is Mercenary Tao, and he is the first villain of the story to defeat Goku in actual hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I never would have got those because I still haven't watched Dragon Ball. Sorry, guys.
And what if I told you that there was only one character in the story who actually deliberately kills Goku for good? No, it's not Cell. That was more like a self-sacrifice. And
Hit?
it's not Hit either.
What? Okay, it's not Hit either. What? I guess it's not Hit because Goku hired Hit to do it? Piccolo. Piccolo! Piccolo! It was Piccolo! Piccolo killed him on purpose, right?
Because Goku survived in the end. Yep, it's Piccolo. Although it was a self-
Bang! Bang! Come on! Put some respect on my name for that one, guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys got that one too, but come on. Come on. That one was good. That one was good.
sacrifice, it's also true that Piccolo is the only one who was able to consciously and deliberately kill Goku. And for that, he holds the record for being the only one to have deliberately killed Goku. Now, there are a couple of more records that our boy Piccolo holds. For example, when comparing him with the rest of the Z Fighters, we can easily observe that he's the tallest of them, standing at 7 feet and 5 inches. He's the tallest one out of all the Z Fighters, leaving behind characters like Vegeta that stand at just 5 feet 3 inches tall.
I gotta be honest, that fact or that record is like kind of because it's not like a world record. He only has the record within the Z Fighters. He's not like the tallest fighter ever, you know? The rest are lit though. No hate. No hate here. No hate here. This video is sick. No hate. I'm not spreading hate. Love. Positivity.
But Piccolo's records do not end there. He's also the youngest participant to ever compete in the World Martial Arts Tournament. Hear me out. Let me remind you that Piccolo was barely 3 years old when Goku fought him in the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. So yeah, Piccolo is technically a minor at this point in time.
That's crazy.
Next, we have the record held by Mr. Popo too. It's about having the most elegant smile in the entire story. Nah, seriously. Mr. Popo is an immortal individual who has served all the guardians of the Earth. He always outlives them and then trains their successor.
What is Mr. Popo? What is he? Why do I have so many questions today about what things even are? Like, what is Mr. Popo? What is Chaozu? What are these things? I guess I should probably watch Dragon Ball because that's where the characters originate. So there's probably a lot of explanation there. But hopefully you guys can help me in the comments.
Mr. Popo, we have the character who holds the record for spending the most amount of years being sealed. Is it Majin Buu, who was in a state of stagnation for millions of years? Or is it Moro, who was sealed by the Grand Supreme Kai for 10 million years? Well,
10
it's
billion
neither
years.
of them. The one who holds this record is actually the old Kai. About 75 million years ago, he had a stupid argument with Beerus over something trivial, and Beerus just sealed him away inside the Z-Sword. It wasn't until recently, when Gohan broke the sword, that it was finally set free.
Whoa.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who is the smartest character in Dragon Ball?
Smartest character in Dragon Ball. I feel like the answer is going to be dumb. It's going to be like Mr. Satan or something. Bulma? Bulma. I like Bulma. Or the kid from the Red Ribbon Army in the new movie. Dragon Ball Superheroes. It's gotta be one of them. It has to be one of them.
Is it Dr. Brief, who founded the Capsule Corporation? Is it Dr. Gero, who created the perfect warrior in the form of Cell? Or is it Bulma, who's able to ignore the laws of physics and create a time machine? Honestly, we don't know. But what we do know is that the choices don't end here. As we learn from Chapter 17 of Dragon Ball Super, there was someone in Universe 12 who managed to create the machine. In doing so, this mysterious individual not only became the first person to ever create something like this, but also the first person to trigger an alternate timeline in the multiverse.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
2 different records. Who knows? Maybe they were also the smartest character. Oh.
Wait, isn't that? I thought the kid who like made the new androids is like crazy smart too. Come on, guys, give me some props for that one, right? Maybe he needs to get a little bit older, and when he gets older, that's when he'll get like super smart.
We may not have been able to label Bulma as the record holder for the smartest person of the story, but there is one record that no one, not even Saiyans, can take away from her. Now, hear me out, biggest personality goes to Bulma. Come on. If you know, you know. What exactly are we talking about? We're talking about the fact that Bulma has changed her hairstyle at least 18 times throughout the entire series.
We're getting desperate here on these records.
All their different transformations could even match up to her. Following Bulma, we have Master Roshi. He canonically holds the world record for having the most popular collection of naughty magazines. But that's not what this is about. This is more about how he's the oldest man on Earth. He's been around for several centuries, and it's clear that he's not planning on kicking the bucket anytime soon. But note that he is the oldest man still alive, not the oldest living human. Nope, that record belongs to his older sister, the fortune teller Baba. She is the oldest living human on Earth.
Wait, if they were alive for centuries, they're hundreds of years old, and they're humans. They've seen a lot, dude. They've been through a lot of different times in the world. Wow, no wonder he just doesn't care about anything anymore.
Finally, we have the one who holds the record for creating the most iconic technique, not just in Dragon Ball, but in the anime medium in general.
That's
We're
Goku.
talking about the Kamehameha.
Yeah, okay.
You may think it was Master Roshi who created the
bro.
Kamehameha, and then took 50 years to properly master it. But what if I told you that it was someone else? You see, as it turns out, the credit for creating the Kamehameha goes to Toriyama Sensei's wife, Nachi Mikami. When Toriyama Sensei was thinking about an attack for Master Roshi, and how he wanted to include the term Kame in it, as it means turtle, his wife suggested naming the attack after the first ever king of Hawaii. Well, can you guess the name of that king? The king's name was Kamehameha, and that is how the Kamehameha technique made it into the Dragon Ball storyline.
How many SpongeBobs do you think it would take to kill Goku?
10? 50?
Maybe 1 million?
No. How about 30 billion SpongeBobs it would take to kill Goku? That is insane. But that does make me curious about other fictional characters and how many of those it would take to kill Goku. Because Because if you know anything about me, you know that I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, and I love Goku. So we saw 30 billion SpongeBobs, but apparently it would only take 2.5 billion Eric Cartmans. And I say only, not because 2.5 billion is a small number, but because Eric Cartman is a fat child. I genuinely, and I'm not even trying to like be like, oh, I love Goku so much, he's the best character ever, even though he is. But I actually think it might be a trillion. Think about it. Goku could literally destroy an entire planet like that if he wanted to, and then instant transmission away. You know, like, I don't think 2.5 billion humans is enough, and a regular human adult is stronger than Eric Cartman. Next, we have 2 billion stormtroopers it would take to defeat Goku. I still think it would be more, but it does make sense. It does make more sense to me. Also, how is the difference between Eric Cartman and Stormtrooper only 0.5? I know it's billion, but like, they're still similar. The next is Scooby-Doo. 1.8 billion Scooby-Doos to defeat Goku. You're telling me that Scooby-Doo is stronger than a Stormtrooper? Maybe like accidentally, actually, because low-key, Scooby-Doo is undefeated. Like, has he ever lost? Maybe he like accidentally wins every fight or encounter, whatever you want to call it. Next, 1.6 billion Jon Snows it would take to defeat Goku. I don't want to disagree with all of these, but like, Jon Snow is strong, and I love Jon Snow, but he only has a sword, and he's a normal human. Like, a stormtrooper would destroy Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Next, 1.5 billion creepers it would take to destroy Goku. This is the first one that I actually kind of believe. 1.5 billion creepers is absurd. I mean, if you think about it, one creeper one-shots Steve, a naked Steve, but still, it one-shot Steve. So now you're talking about 1.5 billion health of a regular Minecraft character, all exploding at once on top of Goku. I think it could do it. I think that one could do it. But who made this rating scale? Because the next one is just the most random character and number I've ever seen. It would take 1.5 billion Mike Wazowskis to defeat Goku. Who is doing like this power level scale? How did you decide that Mike Wazowski is the same level as a Minecraft creeper? Is it because they're both green and they both stand on 2 legs and they're both kind of weird? Is that what it is? Maybe whoever made this just like mixed up the two. Classic mix up. Oh, here we go. We're actually getting into a superhero now. And by the end of this, we're going to get into some of your favorite characters and most popular superheroes. But first up, we have Batman for Gotham. It would take 650 million Batmen to defeat Goku. I think that's all right. I think that's pretty good. Like, Batman cooks any normal human, but he's terrible in the grand scheme of superheroes because he doesn't even have superpowers. So I think that's relatively fair. The thing is though, like in power levels, I'm pretty sure when Goku's in Ultra Instinct, he's at like 10 septillion. And so if Batman's power level, let's say, is like 50, because I think the normal human is like 5 or 6, something like that. So let's say Batman is 50 times 50 by 650 million. It's nowhere near 10 septillion. Like, it's not close. It's silly to even compare the two. So I don't really know how I feel about it, but make sure you guys let me know how accurate you think this list is, because I think everyone's going to have a little bit different opinions. Next though, 450 million Chewbacca's it would take to take out Goku. So you're telling me Chewbacca's stronger than Batman? One Chewbacca beats a Batman? I don't think so. I don't think so, personally. Okay, what? 410 million Stitches from Lilo and Stitch? Stitch is stronger than Chewbacca. To be fair, I didn't watch the Lilo and Stitch movie. Like, maybe he's really good in that. Maybe he cooks. But I didn't know that. And I would have definitely taken Chewbacca over Stitch any day. 350 Mandalorian it would take to defeat Goku. I'm just saying, like, I think I would take Goku in almost every single one of these scenarios. Here we go. Now we're getting into some really cool superheroes. Boom! Captain America. It would take 230 million Captain Americas to defeat Goku. Now, I think Captain America is low-key like the worst character in the Avengers, but he's kind of like the leader of it. He's like the head coach. I think that's pretty fair, though, because he does have like super strength and super this and super that, and he's got uranium shields and stuff. I think that's fair. Next, 80 million Wolverines it would take to defeat Goku. Wolverine is he's practically indestructible with how well he regenerates. So like, if Goku kills half of them while he's trying to take on the other 40 million, the first 40 million will be regenerating and then come back. It'd be like fighting an undead horde of zombies. I like that matchup a lot, actually. I think that that's a good one. Next, 40 million Spider-Men it would take to defeat Goku. That is half the amount of Wolverines, which means this dude, whoever made this list, thinks Spider-Man is twice the strength of Wolverine. Am I getting that right? That's crazy. I don't know about that, but I do think Spider-Man's strong. I think Goku could take him though. It would take 20 million Iron Men / Tony Starks to defeat Goku. Imagine he built something to where all 20 million of them, all their suits like conjointed together to create one enormously giant Iron Man. That would be sick. That would be cool. And at that point, I might take Iron Man in that battle, because in like some of the battles in Dragon Ball Super, specifically, I think it was like the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, or maybe it was just in the Tournament of Power, I forget. But there was a robot in there that was low-key cooking. So if you took 20 million of Iron Man suits and stuck them all together, I'm sure that they would be stronger than that. I might go with Iron Man on that one. Speaking of giant robots, we have 5 million Optimus Primes. Optimus Prime is insanely strong, actually, so that's a good battle. That is actually a good fight. Next, though, 4 million Doctor Stranges it would take to defeat Goku. I actually think Doctor Strange is like one of the strongest, if not the strongest Avenger. Bro has the Time Stone. He can control time, so he can go back in time, forth in time, whenever he wants, however many times that he wants. That is so overpowered, especially if you have 4 billion of them. Oh, look at this. We have a Jedi now. 3.5 million Obi-Wan Kenobis to defeat him. Dude, I feel like since they have the power of the Force, they could all just all choke him at once. 3.5 million of them. I'm not sure what Goku could do against that. It would take 3 million Mr. Incredibles to defeat Goku. I like that. That dude is strong as heck. 3 million of them would be crazy. Next, 2.2 million Thors it would take to defeat Goku. Really? Because Thor is a god, keep in mind. So like, I know sometimes Thor's kind of like not the strongest ever, but when he like turns up, when he really turns up and he's like prime Thor, bro, he is strong. Really, really strong. And 2.2 million is a big, big number. I actually think I would go with Thor in that one if I get 2.2 million of them. Are you kidding? Next, 2 million Darth Vaders it would take to defeat Goku. I think that's pretty fair. And only 670,000 Luke Skywalkers. Is Luke Skywalker really that much stronger than Darth Vader? Wow. Okay, whoever made this list, what are we doing here? 620,000 Avatar Aangs it would take to defeat Goku. Look, I love Avatar. I love Avatar Aang. I respect him, and I understand that he has the power of, you know, all the different mojo stuff. But you're telling me that he is like 3 times stronger than Thor? Really? He's actually over 3 times stronger than Thor is what this comparison's telling me. You're telling me 3 Thors cannot take out 1 child of Avatar Aang. And I'm not saying Avatar Aang's weak. I recognize that he's strong. I'm not saying he's not strong. I'm saying that Thor is a god, and you're telling me that that Avatar Aang is stronger than him. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of Avatar fanboys saying, oh, well, actually, the avatars are considered gods in their own realm, so really, yeah, he is stronger than Thor. I just won't believe you. Next, Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh! Whoa! It would take 170,000 Exodias to defeat Goku, but I thought it's just a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like, I didn't know that they could just go on and start attacking, like, real people. It's been a while since I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. I don't really remember it that well. Ooh, Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. In his Titan form, would only take 18,000 of them to defeat Goku. Now, I wonder what Titan form it's talking about. Like, what about the founding Titan form? Or, like, after he acquired some of the other Titan abilities? Or is this just the Attack Titan? I don't know. But if we're including, like, Hammer Titan and all the other Titans that he gets, it might be even less. Next, 5,000 Nappas it would take to destroy Goku. See, I like seeing other Dragon Ball characters in here because it goes to show how strong the entire Dragon Ball world actually is. Because Nappa is a pretty terrible character in the grand scheme of things. Like, yes, he's strong in Dragon Ball Z, but when you get into Super, like, Nappa he's chump change. He's pebbles compared to where we're at now. Point being, the pebbles and, like, dust of Dragon Ball are stronger than 95% of the other characters in other animes and TV shows and movies. And the numbers are getting very, very low. We're down to just 400 Godzillas it would take to destroy Goku. I actually like that number because Godzilla is crazy, crazy strong. 400 of them? That is a lot. Like, I think 3 or 4 Godzillas it would take to destroy the entire world. And now we're talking about 400 of them. They would definitely rule the planet and give Goku a run for his money. Okay, who did this one? Who did this one? Who let this one pass? 230 Neos to defeat Goku? Neo is a normal human, I think, right? Like, he doesn't actually have anything super about him. He just defeated the Matrix. You're telling me that 1 Neo would defeat Godzilla? 1 Neo could almost take on 2 Godzillas. What are we talking about right now? I disagree with that one for obvious reasons. Oh, here we go. It'll only take 25 cells to defeat Goku. I actually think that that's really high. Like, low-key cell cooked Goku. Now, that was when Goku was only in Super Saiyan 2 form, and he was going through some stuff, but maybe if we're talking about Ultra Instinct form Goku, it would take 25 cells, but I think Cell would get stronger, kind of like how Frieza got stronger too. So I don't know, 25 cells seems like a lot of cells. Okay, bro, 7 Narutos, really? I love Naruto. I watched all of Naruto, and I'm only like halfway through Shippuden, so please don't spoil anything. And again, I love Naruto. It's actually, growing up, I watched Dragon Ball, and anyone who watched Naruto, I would like make fun of, and we would have a little, we wouldn't actually fight, but like we would argue about what show is better, blah, 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 and I would always tell them that Dragon Ball is better than Naruto. However, as I adulted, I finally got around to watching Naruto, and it's a really good show to the point where borderline better than Dragon Ball. I hate to admit it, but I'm just speaking facts. Okay, we're getting back into some more Dragon Ball characters though. It would only take 4 Friezas to defeat Goku. That one I believe. Especially with the new form of Frieza, Black Frieza. I think it might only take 1. I actually haven't watched it yet. I think it's out somewhere on like Crunchyroll or something, but I'm pretty sure Black Frieza like could cook Goku. So it might even be less than 4. 3 tops to defeat Goku? Not true. It's 2. The answer is 2 because 1 top is enough to like almost kill Goku. 2 of them for sure beat him. 3 is like he gets stomped on. And now we're getting down to like literally pretty much 1v1s because it would only take 2 Thanoses to defeat Goku. Now this must be Thanos with a full gauntlet. Dude, I think he could 1v1 him. I think Thanos could 1v1 Goku. And I hate to say it as much of a Goku fan I am, but like Thanos can do anything. Snap the fingers this, you know, back in time. Snap the fingers, obliterate half the entire universe. Snap the fingers, we're in a whole new realm. You know, like, and the thing about Goku is he likes to mess around and he likes to take time with his fights. But with someone like Thanos, you can't let him set up. You cannot let him snap his fingers even once or else the entire battle just goes whack. And then you're lost. You don't know where you are. Next thing you know, you're dead. And oh, baby, here we go. We are down to 1v1s. Apparently, all of these last characters could 1v1 Goku. First up, this is the anime battle debate of all debates. Who would win in a battle, Saitama or Goku? The description of that actually says one Saitama can't beat Goku with Ultra Instinct. Sorry for disappointing you. I mean, if they're gonna admit it, I'll take it. I'm Team Goku, but I do recognize like Saitama low-key could win that for sure. I've actually watched a lot of fan animations of the two battling, and Saitama gets the better of Goku in a lot of those. But I am curious to know what you guys think about that one, because a lot of split debates there. Next, 1 Beerus it would take to destroy Goku. That one is pretty obvious. He's the god of destruction. It would be a good fight now, though, that Goku has unlocked true Ultra Instinct, but I think Beerus would probably still win. Okay, and who is this lady? Who is this? Sailor Moon Usagi? What is that? Who is she? It's a well-known fact that Usagi is stronger than Goku by 1.5 times? Is it? I didn't know that. Who is that? No way she's that strong. She can't be human, right? Like, she's got to be from another planet or something. Like, what? That's absurd. I don't know about all that. I don't know who she is, but I have my doubts. I want to see it. I want to see it first. And of course, boys, last but not least, we have the strongest character in any show, any anime, anything. We got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Grand Zeno. He can destroy the entire multiverse with the blink of an eye if he wanted. He is infinitely strong and nobody is ever touching him, even though he looks like a clown child. But anyway, that is the entire list. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and I want to see some respectful discussions in the comments down below. But if you guys enjoyed this and want to watch more, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click on this video right here for more.